Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. So, as a way of
100%.
introduction, well done, well done. As a way of introduction, I would like to get started right away into the presentation tonight. Um, let's start with a short prayer. Righteous Father, we thank you for the opportunity given to us to be alive, to partake of this divine insight you are bringing our way that can shape and empower us for better tomorrow. We thank you for it is you that give us the ability to create wealth. It is you that give us the knowledge to build lasting wealth. Father, as we go into the study of this discussion, financial independence, every knowledge that we require each of us to journey the path of success and wealth creation, Father, you release in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Amen. Who wants to stay poor here? Let's start out by asking that question. But eventually, you have somebody that loves poverty or has signed a contract with poverty and say, "Oh, I like the way I am financially, status-wise. I want to remain in that status." How many of us wants to remain poor? Oh, you just love poverty. Anybody there? I would like for us to be interactive. I would like for us to contribute.
I shall never be poor, sir.
You shall never before discuss on things that can aid and empower us for better tomorrow, get things straight, plowing our ground, making it ready for plantation, for cultivation, and of course, maintaining it for harvest. And tonight we are going to be looking at financial independence, changing your financial bearing. Let's get started. A short question that I'm throwing open to everybody without going to Google, without checking your dictionary, without thinking twice. What is financial independence to you? Anyone?
All right, good evening.
So I
So for
think
me,
financial independence to me is like self-sufficiency, like to be able to depend on yourself um without the shoulder of anyone, to be able to take care of your own needs, to be self-sufficient.
Okay, self-sufficient. Anyone? Any other person with another definition? Financial independence. Peter, I can see you. Are you not there? I believe you've been spending money since last year. Now this new year. So you should have one or two things to say regards financial independence.
Good evening, sir.
Well done.
So, I will say financial independence means financial stability, regardless of whether there's inflation or not. We should be able to be financially stable.
Okay. So let me just give you a quick definition that I've carved out. It means living from the income of your investments, not your daily labor. Financial independence means you living from the consequences, the produce, the yields of your investment, not your daily labor. Now, if you look at some of our definitions, labor can also bring monetary compensation, right? You can exchange your skill, exchange your time, exchange your expertise, exchange your knowledge, exchange your goodwill for monetary compensation. But if you look at that definition, it means you are exchanging something, right? Probably your physical presence. Mr. Emmanuel, you are into laundry, you have to get clothes from clients. Kendi, you are into graphics design and architecture design. You have to interact with clients and you have to sit in front of your system to do the work, right? In other words, you are exchanging time, exchanging skills for monetary compensation. And that is the starting phase for financial freedom or financial independence. It means that once you stop doing that, money stop coming in, right? Once you stop giving your service, oh, you're a baker, you're a tailor, you're a barber, whatever you do, once you stop offering that service, money stop coming in, right? So it means you're not independent. It means that you are part of the system that is bringing in the money. So what we are trying to learn is how to create a system that brings in money, brings in income without our physical input, so to say, without our physical presence, without our exertion of strength, commitment of our exchange of skills and expertise. So financial independence truly means that You have vehicles of investment that whether it's raining, whether it's not raining, whether the economies are bad or not, those vehicles of investment are automated in a way that they can bring in income, and then you can live off from those income, not necessarily your 9 to 5 or your skills. That's the difference between you being financially stable, financially independent, or free. It means again that when you're sleeping, you're making money. That's what it means. It means even while you're sleeping, even when you're doing nothing, there is an investment working on your behalf to bring returns to you. That's financial independence. So I would like for us to read what is on the screen again, just for it to sink. What is financial independence? Can anybody read?
Means living from the
Financial
income of your not your daily labor.
It means living from the income of your investments, not your daily labor. The question you will not ask if you're wise is, do I have investment that is bringing income for me that is not totally attached or is separated from my daily labor? If you don't have, then you're in the right place. And if you have, you are still in the right place. So this is what it truly means to be financially independent. So we're going to be looking at 4 core pillars. There are many, but I think I want to streamline it into 4. We have information, we have discipline, we have patience, and we have help. The decisions to become financially independent rest on these 4 core pillars: information, discipline, patience, and help. So I will start out by quickly giving us a quick definition of information, and we will look at it together. So information is your first and most important resource, not money. When we talk about financial independence, people, you hear things like, "Oh, make your money work for you," right? Which is right. It means that your money is going out to work for you. You are not the one working for money. You've gotten enough money to then start investing, maybe save up, then you invest into a vehicle that can go out there, work for you and bring the returns, right? But what I'm telling you, the start out of financial independence is not necessarily money, it's information. Most valuable information that you need for financial independence will never be on the public space. And by the time they go public, by the time you find them public, most likely they are late. Let me give you an insight. By the time Dangote was planning to build his refinery in Epe, long before everybody is aware that Dangote is going to build refinery in Epe, there are some people who are privileged to have access to that information early, and then they position themselves to take advantage or to leverage, as I would say, on the launch of that business, because that business is going to affect a lot of every other aspect of the economy, the infrastructure, real estate, transportation, and the likes. So by the time you were hearing it in the news, it's almost always late. Now, every real estate person will say, "I come and buy land in Ekpe, come and buy land in Ekpe." You can still buy land in Ekpe, right? But the most appropriate time or the best time for you to get those land is before this major announcement of Dangote's refinery being situated around that area. So information is your first key resource, not money. Please let this sink. Let this sink. I remember 2 years ago or so when MTN put out the news that they wanted to sell their share, 20 shares per unit, and they gave us the price. The mindset of the poor will always ignore the information that can liberate them financially. And the justification in their mind is, I don't have money to even invest. So why should I bother myself reading up this information that I'm not going to take action on? Now, it's a poor mindset for you to ignore information that can liberate you financially, even when you don't have the money. So if I ask you, at the time MTN made open their shares, were you aware? Okay, if you are aware, did you understand the terms and conditions around it? These are the informations we're talking about. So information is your most key valuable resource when you are starting out with financial independence, right? Let me give this out to someone to read. Anybody can take it up and read, and then we pick it up from there.
You must have access to the kind of information the wealthy and financially stable have access to, and at the right time. This is where you learn about available investment vehicles, locally, nationally, and internationally.
Yeah, thank you. There are different vehicles of investment. We have them locally, we have them nationally, and we have them internationally. But you won't be able to have access to this information, and at the time you ought to have access to them, if you neglect or you ignore valued information. So we are talking about information as the first key resource to financial independence. You might be asking the question, so how do I get this information? We're in the tech age now, I can just go online and get them. Of course, you can get them, but there are some that you may not get them. Like I said earlier, by the time you are getting them online, most likely they are late, right? So I'll be looking at these three vehicles, the one we have locally, the one we have nationally, and the one we have internationally. You want to pay attention to these things I'm saying. The ones we have locally, which are domestic investment vehicles, these are investments that are focused within your home country. This is Nigeria. You should be able to know the ones that are locally available to you. We have the bank products. Now, you can walk into any bank, like the mindset of the rich is that you must have a return from the product people are using on a regular. What are the things people are using on a regular? People use light every day. People use data every day. People use probably transport themselves every day. That's petrol. People will use toothpaste, probably brush every day. For people that brush twice every day, people will eat food almost every day. People will wear clothes, and there are companies that are manufacturing this product. Instead of just consuming their product, you position yourself as a key shareholder, no matter how little in what they are doing. And we're still going to get there. But starting out with the local domestic investment vehicle, you can walk into any bank and ask them for their CDs, certificate of deposits, any bank in Nigeria. That's when they will know, oh, you are an investor. This thing I say, Sabino, I'm an investor, It's not just putting your money in the bank and then I have a savings account. At the end of the day, if you put 100,000, you can't even be sure that you're going to get 100,000 back in a savings account. Because by the time they remove this charge, remove that charge, the added profit that's supposed to be on you saving with the bank will have been deducted. So we have high yield savings accounts, not just your regular saving accounts. They are certificate of deposit. They are very low risks. We have low risks. When we talk about investment, we have low risks, medium risks, and high risks. Now, the low risk means you might not be getting high yield as it were. Medium means that, of course, you are risking more to get more returns. And high risk means you are risking everything to get higher returns. So depending on your risk appetite, which you're going to talk about later. So we have low risk federally insured options for short-term savings. There are savings that can be for 6 months, for 3 months. Oh, I want to save up for my house rent. I want to save up for my school fees, and I want to get something in return, not just saving. I want to get maybe 10%, maybe 6%, maybe 4%, 5%, guaranteed. Nothing will touch your principal. Principal means the actual money you deposited into the bank. So we have the money market funds. You might be hearing things like market fund, or funds. What do we mean by market funds? It offers slightly higher yield than savings accounts by investing in high quality short-term debt. What it means is that you are lending out your money into a market that is functioning. Government can say, oh, lend us money, we're going to give you 10%, lend us money. Government will do that via bonds, treasury bills, and all of that. So we have market funds too. We call them brokers that they are looking for funds, hedge funds. They are going into farming and they need a lot of funds. They will tell you if you invest 100,000 naira, you can get 50,000 naira every month or every 2 weeks or every quarter, whatever. So you have to check the terms and conditions, check some other things. Are they legit? How long have they been in operation, and so many other things. So the first two things I want you to look at is bank products. They are low risks. We have market funds, slightly higher yields. And then we have, again, treasury securities. These are government securities. I mentioned them before, treasury bills, treasury note, treasury bonds. They are considered nearly risk-free as they are backed by the Nigerian government through CBN. So let me put it this way. When government wants money to finance an aspect of the economy, or ideally, not I don't let me use Nigeria as a case study anyway, but ideally, when government needs money to finance an aspect of the ministry of the government, they may push it out and say, oh, we want people to bring in their money, lock it up with us for 6 months, and we're going to give you 20%. We're going to give you 25%. We're going to be 30%, depending on the era, the time, and the demand. There's going to be, and I'm going to show you where to get these things. They are openly available now. And then we have municipal bonds. These are issued by local governments, and the interest is often exempt from federal and potential state tax. Now, this tax that is coming, or that is here now, last year, some of us, we are aware of it, that, okay, this tax is coming, and everybody is just saying, whenever you want to transfer money, you just put good narration. Many major investors, they have positioned themselves in these things I'm talking about. The larger percentage of their money, they are into investment that cannot be taxed. Are you getting me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So if you are just hearing about it now, it's still not too late, but I'm just saying that putting narration, gifts, school fees, food, oh, babalawo, and all of these things that is flying around in Nigeria now will not save the day. So you need to learn the vehicles of investment that is available to you locally, nationally, and internationally. Then decide how do you want to allocate or budget around them. So we have treasury bills, treasury notes, treasury bonds. We have these are investments that are focused within home country and they are government backed up. They are also categorized as low risk because government will ensure that they don't want their face to be dirty, they don't want their identity to be corrupted. So let's move on. The final one under local domestic investment vehicles is real estate. Now, when they talk about real estate, what people used to think real estate is and is only is about building land. Real estate is far more than land and building. It's land, it's building, it's whatever you do on the land, it's whatever is below the land, it's what anything on the land, above the land. Those, if you buy a land now and you, let's say you are into quarry business, you are breaking rocks, you're selling granite, or you are into mining, you are still into real estate. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
It's everything within. If you are doing ball business, you are doing real estate. If you are doing pure water factory business, you are doing real, because you are getting that value from the grant. So it's everything inclusive, right? So real estate, we have direct ownership. That's when you have a property or apartment and then you rent it out. You provide passive income. Say landlord don't ask for money again. And you might be thinking this is big. Oh, I don't even have money to buy land. You are telling me real estate is a vehicle of investment. I will show you how to go about these things, even with your little cash. We call it REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. Now, in this part of the world and in this part of Nigeria, it's still not that current. I mean, in Lorry. But if you go to places like Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and the rest, there are real estate companies that are funds from the masses. So they allow investments to come in from diverse sources, and they call it real estate portfolios. So let's say they want to build an estate here in Ilorin, and it's going to cost them 1 billion. Right? You don't have 1 billion, but you have 1 million naira, or you have 500,000 naira, and they are doing REITs. You are going to see your return annually on what that 500,000 will be. In 10 years, they may put a restriction that after 3 years we review, or after 5 years they review. But I'm telling you, all those buildings that you see, it might just be that what you own in those real estate is just 500 blocks. In a building that is standing that they are now renting out, and they're going to calculate your return based on what you impute. So that's real estate investment trust fund. See it as a crowdfunding for real estate. Oh, Emmanuel has 10,000 naira, Johnson has 20,000 naira. Miracle has 30,000 naira and the building is 100,000. Another person brings 20, 30. At the end of the day, it makes the whole money we want. We put it into it, but we have a return based on our investment. Are we getting it now?
Yes,
So
sir.
don't wait till, and these things might sound irrelevant because wise counsels most times sound irrelevant to the foolish. Yeah. Are you telling me that with my 200,000 naira, I can look for a genuine company that is doing REITs and put my money there and I can be getting 2,000 naira monthly, 3,000 naira monthly? You'll be shocked that it exists and is working. In the Western world, there are mortgage system that you can even mortgage your building, get money from it, right? So that's for local investment vehicles. Now, before we go ahead, I want to ask: can anybody just tell us one or two bank products and government securities investment vehicles that I've mentioned before we got to real estate? I just want to know whether you're following the class. We mentioned government securities and we mentioned bank products.
You mentioned treasury security, sir.
Treasury bills, treasury notes,
Yes.
yeah,
And I think money market funds.
money market funds. Yes. Good. Now, all of these things, they are intertwined. See that money market funds. The money that is put from the money market funds can be diverted into REITs. It can be diverted into real estate. It can be taken into bank products, but most people don't do it. Let me give you an example. People like Bamboo, Piggyvest, Cowrywise, what they do when they get people's money and they, oh, we're going to give you 10%, they have another place. They are taking that money to invest that is giving them higher return. Like I used to say in time past that banks don't save our savings. It is you that you are carrying your money to the bank to go and save it. Bank themselves don't save money. They invest money, right? So when Cowrywise, Piggyvest, and this fintechs app come and say, oh, bring 10,000 naira, we are going to give you 2,000 naira in a year, and you can get your money up front or when the interest matures and you get it. They are taking your money and investing it into these vehicles, multiple vehicles, and then they are getting their own added markup profit, and then they are giving you your own ROI too. So let's go further. We have national investment vehicles. These are generally involves the national capital markets and are accessible through brokerage accounts. How many of us have had the word brokerage account before? Yeah, I'm a broker. I'm a broker. Peradventure, you might not have heard about it. Bamboo is a broker. Any platform, any fintech platforms that you see that list shares, Tesla shares, Meta share, Netflix, and the rest, they've acquired a license from SEC, Security Exchange Commission, that governs and rules the markets exchange. And because they have that license, they can list and then get a margin cut on whatever you put in. Now, for the national investment vehicle, we have equities, which are stocks. It represents ownership in publicly traded companies and offer the potential for high long-term return, though they come with high volatility. Let me explain. The companies I run currently, they are privately owned. They are not publicly listed. When you are registering a company with CAC, they will ask if it is a private limited liability. Now, before you can even go public, you have to do your IPO. I don't want to go deeper. IPO means that you have to go to SEC and open up your books, the boards of director, your transactions over the year, and you must have met a certain threshold before you can say, I'm going public. Let me give you an instance. Dangote is going public with his, Dangote has not gone public. He's going public now with his oil, with his refinery this year. He mentioned it that he's going public. People have been piling their money since last 2 years, waiting for this to happen because they know that they can buy a share, two shares, 3 shares, whatever is listing for, because when it goes up, they can convert the money. Let me give you an example. If you buy a share for 20 naira, last year, GTB share moved from 24 naira to 90 naira within 6 months. What that means is that if you have 100 million, for example, and you buy GT share at 24 naira, and within 4 to 6 months, it moves to 90 million. You have 3x your money, which means you have about 350 million or close to 400 million. Are we getting it within the same year? Now, you are not shouting, you are not crying, you are not doing prayer warrior, you are not going to mountain. You only employ your money to go and work for you.
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And then
Yes.
as soon as, because you have to pay attention to the information that is flying around, as soon as it goes up, why are they pushing it into the public that they needed money? GTB, FCMB. Currently now, the CBN rules for the reserve that each bank must have with them has been increased. I hope you are aware. So banks are looking for more funds to stay in operation, else they will fall into merger. Merger means that things that happen. So let me give you an example. Access and Diamond had to merge, had to put funds and resources together to stay, because the reserve required by CBN was higher than what they can provide. So if you want to stand alone, you have to be able to meet up, and they grade them. The ones that are international, like UBA, GTB, First Bank, their reserve is higher. The ones that are national, their reserve follows. The ones that are microfinance banks, and then the rest, their reserves are low. So they have to put their shares out and say, guys, we need money. Come on. Currently now, if you want to buy, we've been speculating for access. I don't want to go deep into, because I don't know whether this video is going to go online. We've speculating for access bank since, I think, 7 months or 8 months now. We have the entry point, we have the growth phase, we have the expansion phase, and then we have the bust market. Currently, access is in the expansion phase. They are buying a lot of outside Nigeria. You are not aware. Likewise, UBA. All this flying out that you see Tony Numelu going to one country, just doing short video on Instagram. They are establishing more branches across the globe. That's what they are doing. So, and it means they are pushing funds into those things. By the time those things stables and they move into bust phase, the returns will be massive, right? So it requires you to know when to enter and when to leave. So we have equity. It means you now own a share of ownership in the company. Now let's assume that Niger Trip goes public, or Gifted Go goes public, or any of the companies I'm working with goes public tomorrow. I'm telling you, I was sharing with a friend in Abuja a few weeks ago, and what he was telling me is that once you want to go public, please let me know beforehand. Now, this thing is not on news. There is no news press, nothing that we are talking about it, that we are going public. But because there's a connection, there's a networking, there's a friendship and relationship, we have access to those information. Yeah, this company, I know once it goes live, I can earn money through it. So we have equity. It means having ownership of a company. And how do you do it? Simply go to brokers. You can buy share of MTN. You are using MTN. You can buy share of Netflix. You are putting money on Netflix. Even if it's 20, 30 naira that's coming back to you, you are better than those that are just giving them money without having the share there. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
You are using toothpaste, you can buy a share there. You are using Apple, you can buy share. Meta, you can buy share. Google has Google ABC, you can buy any of their shares. You know, Nvidia, you can buy Nvidia share. You can buy Tesla share. Those are international now. But that's what it really means, that you have a percentage of ownership in a publicly traded companies. So there are some companies that will even give dividend at the end of the year, depending on what you put into it. And we have bonds. Corporate bonds are loans to companies that can offer higher yields than government bonds, but carry more risks. If you go on platforms like Piggyvest, you see something like commercial paper. Those commercial paper, sometimes they will tell you they will give you 24, 30% of your money. So if you put 100 million, you are getting 30 million naira apart from your principal. But now, what bonds means is that they carry more. In fact, that is even short too. Nestle did 150%. I think 2024 did 150%. This something flower, green flower, something, did something close to 100% too. Which means if you put 200 million, you are getting 200 million at the end of the year. See how massive these things are. So people ask, where are you guys seeing money? Well, I really they just spend money anyhow. They want to do something because they understand the vehicles that can bring in money. They will lock their money and say, I'm not touching this money for 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, and it's going to give me so percentage. It's all about delaying gratification and getting your results. So we have the third one, pooled investment. We call it mutual funds and exchange traded funds, ETFs. For people that are into forex, crypto, you'll have heard of the word ETFs.
Yes, sir.
Explain and break it down. It's a pool of money. Instead of you to own just Bitcoin, they are telling you you can own Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba Inu, this and this and this and this and that for a particular figure. Instead of just going into the market and buying one, they are telling you buy 10%, 2%, 3%, 1% of this together for a figure. Are you getting it? And that's what ETFs mean. It means you are pooling funds. You pull money from many investors to buy a diversified collection of assets, stocks, bond, etc. Now, the higher version of this, we call them asset managers. Now, these asset managers, what they do for people that they know that they are rich is that they say, oh, they reach an agreement. Please, we're going to take 1% or 0.5% of whatever profit we make for you on the year. Give us your money. They will be the one to go and diversify your funds. Put 10% on equity, put 30% on bond, put 40%, excuse me. Put 40% on real estate. They will try and diversify your funds. Not all of them will do well. But because they are good at what they do, they are most likely going to come back with higher profits. And their own profit is coming from your profits, right? It's not as if you are paying them extra. So we call them ETFs. And then the last one is pension funds. Under pooled investment, we have mutual funds, exchange traded funds, that is ETFs, and we have pension funds. Pension funds are pooled retirement accounts, often invested by employers on behalf of the employee. Now, employer can say, oh, we are giving you 200,000, but every month you take 20,000 naira. Number two things, the reason why they do that, they don't want it to go. And they want it to have a sense of peace at the end of the day. Oh, I've worked with this company for 30 years. Now I'm going home, I have nothing. Whether private or government. Of course, government does that. But private now are embracing it and say, we have a pension fund. So you can't just jump in and you put a clause, like the one we are drafting for my company, we put a clause. Once you leave us and you don't work with us from certain number, I don't want to put the call the year that, certain number of years, you will lose access to your pension. So when we say, oh, it means I'm secured. Two things. For the company is secured. For you too, it means that your job is not at stake. It means you have time to work with the company. Your job is secure. Oh, they can fire me tomorrow. I can be all of those things that they are not there, right? So that's pooled investment. Now we have the international investment vehicle. Please, the first pillar we are still considering is information. Don't forget to all of these things that I'm mentioning falls under the first core pillar, information. Some of you have heard of these things. Some of you are just hearing about it now. We have under international investment vehicles, we have foreign securities. You can purchase stocks, bonds, or other securities in foreign entities. It's just like the national one, but now outside your country. So we have international pooled funds, ETFs, we have closed-end country funds, we have foreign direct investment, FDI, and we have offshore investment center. There's something they call offshore account, and I'm researching into it. There are countries that currently they don't tax at all. I don't know whether you're aware. All these tax you're talking about, they don't tax. There are countries that if you put your money there, they give you some percentage. If you open an account with the banks there, it's higher than what we are talking about here. So we call them offshore accounts. All these Yahoo boys, they understand what I'm saying. So some of their funds are in offshore accounts. Two things. Number one, if there is anything that challenges their security in their nation, they don't have to worry. They know the next country to go that their account is there. Are you getting me? Yes, number two, future security, especially for currencies that are better than your currency. So, but now Tinubu got that right by floating the naira. So many people are stupid and foolish at the same time. Why did you float naira? What he was trying to do is that he wants to discourage people from carrying their money outside of Nigeria, putting it in an offshore account because the currency is better than our currency. Does that make sense? I'm not defending him, but does that make sense? It means that you can't have it. How do you say that in English? You can't eat your cake and have it. Naira cannot be falling, and then country's currency keeps going high. It has to go sideways. So it will be fluctuating. That's why it has to float that. So we call it offshore accounts. So the next question is, how do you access this information we are talking about? Very, very crucial, very, very important. Can we hear me, please? Sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you penning things down? Are you getting knowledge? Are you getting insight?
Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
3 things I'm putting out here: networking, relationship, and news. Let me start with the networking. Please, 2026, be deliberate and be intentional about surrounding yourselves with people who are exposed to opportunities early. Let me say this. When the top 1% are making decisions that will affect the 99%, you may not likely be in that room, but your network can place you close enough to hear early. So networking is a changing strategy when it comes to financial investment and independence. You can't do it alone. You just have to network. 5 years ago, I think I shared it on my platform on the kind of people that should be in your circle: lawyers, doctors, financial advisors. I mentioned about family, and then one other, and then your spiritual gathering. I think those are about the 5. If you don't have those 5 key people in your circle that you've networked with enough financial. Last 2 years, I just called someone. I said I think I called you. He was working with Access Bank as then, and I know he will have access to people that understand this thing better. Say, please connect me with people that can manage assets, that are financial advisors. They may not have money, but they can advise you on your finances. They say, put your money here, take your money out, put your money there, take your money out. You need to network with those kind of people. People who are exposed to opportunities. Why are you able to get access to that? It's network. Most of this information, by the time they go public, they are already late. I'm telling you, they are already late. And number 2, relationship. I put here, relationship is not just human connections; it's a door connection. Relationship are not just human connections; they are door connection. See, especially in this Nigeria, I don't know whether you can relate with this. I can't put a percentage on it, but I can tell you, larger percentage of people that are getting employment are not getting it because of their certificates. I'm telling you, most job work you will get is based on recommendation. I'm telling you. I was with Mr. Miracle. I won't mention the place. We went somewhere. The man was confessing that he has posted the vacancy for the job out, but he's still scared. He wants someone to come and recommend, and this guy can do it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Relationship is not just human connection; they are door connection. So build meaningful and resourceful relationship. If you are trying to connect with people who have made it, build relationship with them. I would have loved to open my chat and show you someone in town, in this town that I connected with December last year. A great guy doing massive things in town, has a big business in Taiwan, and I felt I needed to connect with this man. Bought gifts, took it there, reached out to him. He shared it with me, said, whenever you are ready, come, let's sit down, let's discuss. Be deliberate about connecting with resourceful people. Relationship, be deliberate. This year, be deliberate about it. If it means that you have to go to town and scout people that are doing well and they are legit, reach out to them. The last thing they can say is no. Reach out to them. When I reached out to the man, I said, my name is this. He said, what business do I do? I mentioned the 2 businesses I think he would be able to relate with. The first business I mentioned was Saracens. He didn't know Saracens at all. Saracens have been operating for 5 years. The second company I mentioned, we've not even started operation. And he could reckon with it and say, oh, so you are the one in charge of this clinic? I say, yes. blah blah blah. Thank you for the gift. Please, anytime you want us to discuss, just call me. We'll reach out and then we'll discuss. Relationship is vital. The third one is news. When we were young, I remember that my daddy used to. One of the things I don't like watching on the TV is news. They put NTA, put quality TV. I think, what are you guys watching on this thing? They just want to be informed. They want to be updated. So there are reputable financial news outlets and publications I can recommend that you can start following. If you are into forex, or you want to go into forex, you want to go into stocks, you want to go into all of these digital assets, go for Wall Street, Bloomberg, Reuters, and Financial Times. You can add Market Watch to it. All of these things, go for them, watch them. They are free. Most news are free, but people don't watch them. Right? So we have CNBC, and we have some podcasts and channels like we have now. This is a community we are talking about finance. You need to be rooted in those things where valuable information like this can be dished out. Right? So these are the three things that can give you access to information. If I tell you that going to school, they didn't teach me this, so I did not even study anything that is close to finance.
Yes,
Complex
sir.
to know this, right? So education should also give you this, but most likely whatever you choose is, so, say somebody going to theater arts or, or performing arts, will they be able to share something like this with them? You know, so you need to be connected to sources that can give you this kind of information. So let me quickly go into the second pillar. I intend to cover two tonight and then we close. The first pillar is what? Anybody?
Information.
Information.
Are you informed? You know, what you do with the information that you have access to will determine whether you'll be transformed, whether you'll be developed, whether you will grow. So the next thing we are considering is discipline. When it comes to money matter, it's not how much you earn, really, but what you do with what you earn. I'm telling you, what you do with what you earn. Larger percentage of what I earn goes into investment, product building, people building, places building, system building. Larger percentage of the money. Once I remove money that we use to cater for family, eat food, tithe and offering and all of that gift, every other thing goes into system building, community building, product building, investment vehicles. So, and it requires discipline. If you are not, if you say, I don't have 10,000 naira, that's why I cannot invest. I'm telling you, when you have 1 million, you not invest. That's happened to me before. You just have to have a disciplined mindset. So I'm asking the question, what is discipline to you? Don't check Google, don't check don't check dictionary. What is discipline to you? Anybody?
So I think discipline is all about being, to me, is about being accountable to yourself without anybody watching you.
Yes, you're right.
It's
Any other,
about it's
any other
about
person's definition?
it's about should I say setting a structure or a standard that you can't go outside of it.
Okay.
That you have a structure laid down and you
You,
follow that.
all of you are right. You know, it's easier to be divine than to act. Discipline is an easy word for anyone to divine, but to engage and to stay by it becomes difficult. But I'm going to show you how to do it. But from my own definition, I had my pastor preaching, and I think he got it from one of these books that he read. And that thing stuck in my brain. In fact, I have a frame in the office for the word discipline. Discipline is a self-imposed standard. Like Kenny said, you are accountable to yourself. Like Jesus Deacon said, standard that you put on yourself is a self-imposed standard, a set of rules you commit to, regardless of how you feel. You know, money can change your mood. When you are rich, you can be lively. Things are happening. When it seems as if you are broke, you can be moody. But once you have a disciplined mindset towards your finance, that mood Doesn't matter. The way you feel doesn't matter. Few weeks ago, I was a little bit down on cash, and I felt, hey, what should I do? Should I touch this one? Should I touch that one? And I remember and I recall this word. This thing just came to me and said, discipline. You've been, for a long time, you've been adhering to it, you've been piling it up, you've been committing yourself to that investment, but now you need it, and it's not the set time to take out of it. You want to go and disrupt it and get it out. I just recall that there's a discipline that we set, imposing standard on yourself, the rules that you are committed to, regardless of how you feel. So the question again is, do you have rules you are governed by financially? You need to ask yourself, do I have rules? If you don't have, permit me to say this, it may be harsh. It means money is the one controlling you, are not the one controlling money. If you cannot tell where money should go, what money should do, some of us, money cannot enter our account. Immediately we are thinking of where to spend it. Unnecessary demand will start surfacing. The one you did not see yesterday will start coming to you like, I now have funds, now I can help this sister, I can buy this thing, I can go there. It means you are not governed by the rules that you should be governed by. So the question again is, do you have rules that you are governed by financially? Is a pillar. If you are going to attain financial independence, you have to set rules. Rules like budgeting, rules like how much goes into gifts, rules like how much goes into investment, rules like how much goes into savings. You have to have it. Some of us don't have emergency fund. I'm telling you. Now the money they save me, how did they used to say that? You say, I don't have savings. The money is what saving me. It's a bad rule. It's a bad mindset. So have rules that will govern your finance. Rules like, I won't touch this money until the 28th of the month. When I started setting out rules for the company, myself and my partner, I got to a point, we were discussing something, and he said, you are more prudent with money than myself. He just made that statement. I did not know. And the reason I want to believe that what he observed was that I will not touch the money, no matter what. I won't touch it until the 28th, and we start paying salaries of people. That's when I will touch the money. I will not touch it. Once we separate the one we have for maintenance, every other thing that goes in there stays there. Nobody's touching it. So have rules. I have here, if you cannot control your spending habits, your cravings, your study habits, or your lifestyle choices, investing will always feel impossible. Many people say, I don't have money to invest, but in most cases, it is not lack of money, it is lack of discipline. It is lack of discipline. If you put 1,000 naira every day, you have how much? 365,000 naira at the end of the year. It is lack of discipline that you don't have that at the end of the year. Not because you are not getting money. That is the truth too. Now, what is financial discipline? Can anybody read on the screen? Do we have a female in the house? I've been hearing male voices. Do we have a female in the house?
Financial discipline means...
Wait. Do we have any female in the house that can read? Let me check.
No, sir.
Everybody is a male. And we have 2 minutes more.
2 minutes left, sir.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Okay, financial discipline means consistently making smart, intentional choices about earning, spending, savings, and investing money to achieve long-term financial goals, rather than giving into impulse buys or short-term comforts. It involves creating and sticking to a budget, controlling spending, paying down debt, and building savings to gain financial control and reduce money stress.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I won't want to go over that, but please mark the word long-term financial goal. I want to quickly close this chapter. We have 2 more slides to go, and I want to quickly cover that. The key aspects of financial discipline is budgeting, conscious spending, saving, and investing. You have to create a spending plan and tracking where money goes. You can use spreadsheets. Let me ask you this question. How many of you have checked your last year bank statement? This thing happens to me a lot. I'm working on it. And I'm just giving an example. And you walk into the store and say, give me popcorn. And immediately you just see something, say, let me buy this too. Let me buy that too. In fact, it happens on table. Table even give you, they'll tell you that there must be a minimum order. So if you are going there to go and buy one thing, they will say, you can't buy one thing here. You have to buy like 5-4 things before they allow you to check out. So it happens to a lot of people. They are not conscious of their spending. Or because you want to do show off, you carry your friend and say, this December, 1 week to December, myself and my wife, we are talking about how much we are going to spend because we know we are going to spend for family. And she was saying that if you don't have a budget, you just discover you are just spending. You're spending. So I did the open check. I was asking people, what do you want for Christmas? And I made mistake because people started coming with lists that I cannot even handle. So I felt, okay, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it this way, do it that way. And then in my mind, I put a figure. I won't cross this figure. And you know what I did? I moved funds to a particular account that I know there's nothing there, that particular figure. I put it there. So anytime I want to gift something out during that Christmas, I pick from there. Once that account goes red, gift it don't finish with that. You must have conscious spending, saving and investing, consistently setting aside money for future goal and emergency. It's very, very necessary. Don't say, I cannot save. I cannot save. It's bad. It's a bad culture financially. It means you're not disciplined. No matter how small you earn every month, have a percentage that is dedicated to investment or dedicated to savings. Then you're not touching. These things accrued over time. You will just be shocked that, I have 500,000, 2 million stored up somewhere. You may be thinking, I can never make a millionaire. Ironic. It's because you are waiting for the time you make 1 million. To say, now, I've made 1 million. The day you made 20,000, the day you made 200,000, that you are removing 50, removing 10, and putting it away. It's a good financial discipline. And I think this helped us as kids when we were growing up. They buy us kolu, that thing you guys call piggy vest. Kolu. They buy us that thing and we put money. Once they gift us money, they put it, by December, you open it and buy whatever you want to buy. It's a culture to delay gratification. And it's a good culture. That helped us a lot. So let me add 3 more as we close. Debt management. As I'm talking, some people might be in debt, so to say. And they are looking for a way to, all these things this man is even talking. He does not even know that some of us are in debt. How do we even pay off our debt, loan, and all of that? You work out a plan for it. It's as simple as that. You work out the person you are owing. I'm owing you 5 million. I'm owing you 3 million. I'm owing you 2 million. What if I give you 200,000 every month? It's going to take you 10 years to. That is what I can afford. That is how I can go about it. But if things change, somebody was taken to the police station. He misused the funds that was with him, the goods that was with him. And upon getting to the police station, we know that it is not only our goods that he mishandled. There are other business vendors their goods. When the whole case went up, went down, the summation of the thing is that everybody, we are giving you 200,000 every month. We calculated how long it's going to take him to pay us. You are going to pay us this so number of years. He said, that is the plan I have. Can you work with it? So you have to work a plan out to pay you. It's a good one to clear debt. Don't say, I will let it go and then I will start afresh. It's bad. Don't run away with people money. Then set a goal. Define clear short times, long time financial objective. This is how you do it. Have something that you want to get that can aid your business. Maybe a tool, maybe an equipment. Maybe you want to buy a land. I have a friend in Ibadan that is selling land. And this is what I'm going to do. I can't pay this money once, but I'm going to do it this way, this way, this way. Do you understand? So you can say, I want to buy a car. Open a lock account on Piggyvest, on Carrywise, on all these fintech apps, even on OP. OP is doing it. Moneypoint is doing it. You can keep locking. In fact, you can set an amount. As soon as money comes in, lock 5,000 there. It will lock it. And you set the day that the money will come back. So that you won't say, I'm tempted to go and take it out. And then have a goal that money wants to finance. So this money is going into purchasing of equipment. I want to get a new laptop. I want to get this. I want to get that. That will aid my business. Set that goal. Then automation is the last aspect of financial independence. Until you get to the place where you build a system that is automated, that while you are sleeping, is still working, then you can never be financially free. I'm telling you, until there's a system, a vehicle of investment that is automated, that whether you are sick, whether there's emergency, whatever is bringing steady income. I'm telling you, everybody's, including myself, I'm still planning and working on these things, right? We have to learn to move from Baba Shenri Lashenje. I'm telling you, we have to learn to move from mouth, hand to mouth. As God is blessing you, there's scripture even says that there are seasons, the time to plant, the time to harvest, the time for the rain to come. There is dry time. You understand? Yeah, it's going to be falling like rain every day. Money doesn't work that way. I'm telling you, money doesn't work that way. So you have to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer to savings to build habit easily. That's what I'm saying. You can set it and say, every month, take this off. Every month, transfer this here. Lock this away. So these are the key 6 aspects that I want you to consider for financial discipline: budgeting, conscious spending, saving and investing, debt management, goal settings, and automation. Why it matters? Because you need control. Put you in charge of your money, not the other way around. Because of security, build an emergency fund and reduce financial anxiety. Number 3 reason why this matter is because of goal achievement. You want to achieve a goal. So it paves the way for major goals like buying homes, education, and retirement. Then, of course, well-being leads to greater confidence and less stress about money. So we have come to the end of the day 1. 2 core pillars: information and discipline.
Discipline.
Do you have any questions? Do we have any questions,
Yes,
please?
I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, you talked about savings. What if someone is doing something like ajo? Is it still the same thing as savings?
Yes. So far, you are not spending the money immediately. It's savings.
But
And it's a good
okay.
one. But the only
Yes, sir. And do you think apart from that, ajo, someone should start another one again?
What do you say?
Like apart from the ajo, do you think it's possible to kind of have another one again? Like
Yes. Now,
it depends
if
on someone's money.
if your financial
Okay.
capacity can take that. But my observation about thrift, especially in Nigeria, if you calculate inflation, the current inflation rate, I don't know what it is currently, but let's say assume it's 24%. It means that your money will lose 24% value in a year. So if you do 12 years thrift and you are the last person to to pack the money, sir, you're not packing the value, you are packing minus 24%. What it means is that January, what that money can buy, by the time you get to December, it has lost value, it has degenerated, be devaluated. You have to add that extra depletion to cover for the original value. So if that money should buy, let's say you are doing 50,000 every month, and at the end of the year, you want to pack 600,000. At the beginning of the year, what will 600,000 naira buy? If by the end of the year, it cannot buy it, then your money has lost value a little bit. That's why when you want to save, if you look at the vehicles I've mentioned, they are the ones that comes with yields, not just locking money away. They come with returns. So you have to look at thrift does not come with return. I hope you know that. 10 people come together, let's put
Yes,
up.
yes.
It doesn't come with any return. In fact, the organizer will even take money and say, I'm the one controlling this group. I will take 1,000. I'll take 1,000 and 1,500 from you guys. It happens. I've been in that community before I shifted and said, no, this is not the way things are done. And if I go into thrift, I must be the first or the second person to pack money. I don't pack last, sir. The reason is because of knowledge. It's not because I can't wait that long. It's because by the end of the year, I know the money might have lost value because of inflation. So it may not be able to, and of course, things used to get expensive during December. So why do I want to wait to December to get whatever I want to get? So I won't advise shift if it doesn't have any return. Even cooperative is better. Cooperative, depending on their rules, some will give you trash your money, some will give you loan you trash your money, 4 times your money for a lower, cheaper rate. So, or you lock your money into all these platform investment vehicles I've mentioned.
Right, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Any other person that wants to raise any question as we close tonight? Joshua Diolu, you're welcome. Bade and Godwin, you're welcome. Any other person?
Thank you, sir.
We are going to be meeting tomorrow again. Tomorrow will be the final day for this webinar. We are going to be looking at the other two pillars, which is help. We've talked about discipline. We've talked about information. We're going to be looking at patience and help. Patience and help. I want you to come tomorrow, invite others. We're going to be looking at how you can access help, the help you need to get financial independence. Well, you're already getting help anyway, right away with this information you are getting, but what you do with it is what matters. You know, what you do with this information you are getting is what really matters. So, and then before your screen, I have 2 books written by me. One was published last year, The Purpose-Driven Life, The Divine Path to Excellence. It's about 130 something pages, available on Seller and Amazon. This other one, From Labor to Leverage, is what we are discussing currently, but the book is more well detailed, right? Talking about the 4 pillars of financial independence: information, discipline, patience, and help. Within it, I talked about the 7 currencies of this world, the 7 currencies of this current world. And in that list, I did not mention money. I mentioned information, relationship, creativity, visibility, system, what again? Help, and one other one. I mentioned about 7 things that are currencies of this world, which in turn gives you money. Your visibility gives you money. Your creativity gives you money. The information you have access to gives you money. Your system gives you money. Creativity, I've mentioned it. The help you have gives you money. The value you create gives you money. These are where your monies are currently lying fallow. So the second book is From Labor to Leverage. The 4 core pillars will be there, and also the 7 currencies of the world will be there, and some work to do. It's also going to be available on Seller. But The Purpose-Driven Life is currently available on the Seller. I'm going to drop the link to the group if you want to get it. I'll drop it on the group after now. So tomorrow again, 8 p.m. is the time. See you there. Thank you everybody for joining tonight. God bless you.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
sir.
everybody. Good night. Good night.